Well, I'm back down in the polytunnel this morning with the two puppies, who are being very good, aren't you, girls? They should just settle in here. We've got a nice dry bit of it used to be mushroom compost that we've covered the old turf grassland with. One thing they don't tell you when you buy a polytunnel is just how lovely it is on days like today when it's drizzling. Actually, it's a bit more than drizzle, to be fair, as you can hear on the polythene. But it's an absolutely fantastic opportunity to come in here and do a little bit of planting out and podding up. My tomato plants, as you can see, are really starting to get established now. The early ones at the far ends where I started to plant these now been in situ about 3 weeks, and they're really getting their feet down and growing away. I'm growing these tomatoes in the traditional fashion I've been taught, which is as a single cordon vine with the side shoots being nipped out, and as you can see, these are already starting to set some really good quality little tomatoes. So the technique here is to grow them up the cane and nip out all these side shoots that develop in every single leaf joint, so that you effectively grow a single stem from the base. It's always worthwhile checking around the bases. You quite often get little shoots like this coming up. You take those off, then all the growth and vigour goes into this terminal shoot, and you should get a good crop of tomatoes. Alternate or every third leaf joint usually has a flowering spur on it. I'm really pleased with the way these are coming on. They're growing very nicely. I've got one rogue plant, which obviously is a hanging basket or pendulous variety. There you go, this one. I think I'm going to try and remove that one and pop it into a container so it's lifted off the ground. Some tomato plants just won't grow up, they're multi-stemmed, and these varieties are really suitable for growing in pots or ideally hanging baskets. So that one needs to come out. It was sold as an Elsa Craig, but obviously either a rogue seedling or a mislabelling, I should guess. We'll see what forms on that. It's forming some lovely flowers, so I'm expecting it to set a good crop of probably what will be little cherry tomatoes. What I do need to do is, as you can see on here, as we've been watering this and growing these on, we're starting to get some shoots from the underlying canopy of grass roots. This is an old paddock that was just scalped and then top dressed with mushroom compost, and we're planting directly into that. By keeping it very dry for about the first 3 or 4 weeks, not a lot's come through, but now with watering it, we're starting to get some of those perennial weeds forcing their way through this mushroom compost, and I'm going to start hoeing those out or just pulling them out so I don't disturb the roots of the tomatoes. Along the front of this border, my little French beans are coming on really nicely, starting to now shoot away. They're in a little well, the position here is not ideal. Right on the front, I would have put them a bit further back if I thought I had more space. Sometimes the puppies and chickens come in here and start scratching around, but so far they've survived. Whether they're any further ahead than the outdoor ones that we planted out last week, I doubt it, but I'm hoping these come on and give me an early crop of dwarf French beans. We'll see what happens. What I want to get planted out today, if this rain stops, is these Monge 2 pea seedlings. They really should have been out about a week ago now, but I've been waiting for the opportunity of getting a pea net, which I went to the garden centre this morning to try and find and couldn't. So I'm just going to put some sticks into the ground and use a bit of old chicken wire between them to grow these for this season. Just look at this basil. First time I've ever tried growing it en masse like this, and the germination's been fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that giving me a fantastic cutting crop of young basil. We'll see how it goes. It's just grown in an old fruit box, which is quite thin wood and probably won't last more than one sowing, but we will see. My chilies are coming on much better for going on the ground as opposed to sitting on the pot on the table. They were drying out too quickly. It gets quite warm in here despite the ventilation, but just look at some of these chilies forming. Really nice long green chilies. One's already starting to show a little bit of colour. You see that? The one against the stem starting to ripen up. I think it's going to be a bright red variety. We'll see. I'm continuing to prick out the tomato plants. Now, despite it being very late in the season, we continue to find tomato varieties that we'd really like to grow, and we've just been saving the seeds and planting them up. How successful that's going to be, well, time will tell. I've got plenty of space in this polytunnel left to plant. The last area that I filled up with young plants is just here. I don't think I'm going to grow on any more of these seedlings, which I planted out into a very poor garden compost. I think it was just soil and not compost, and you can see how spindly they are, really struggling. I've put four of the better plants in this back row. The front row is a self-sown beefsteak tomato, which was grown in a commercial compost. You can see just how much more vigorous and healthy looking those young plants are. And the front row is a variety called Marzano, which I think is going to be quite a floppy type of tomato plant. Now, the vigour of these plants and their growing characteristics do change between varieties. How successful I'm going to be with that, growing it as a single vine, we will find out. This is a massive big experiment with a lot of these varieties, because they're not commercial seed packets that we're sown. So we will see, and I'll keep you informed over the course of the season to let you know just how well we get on with them. The other thing we've planted in the back here, if you can just see against the side of the polythene with the strings coming up and being supported on the frame of the polytunnel, are these cucumber plants. I think it's an all-female variety. Again, they've just been planted out directly into the mushroom compost. Seem to be enjoying it so far, and putting their second and fourth leaves up, which I hope will be followed very soon by some tendrils and an upward motion in the growth of these cucumbers, because you do want the actual cucumbers, when they start forming in about a month's time, to be suspended well off the ground and this mushroom compost, so that they don't get scarred or dirty skins. Thank you, girls. Molly, come on. Molly, out of there. Part of the challenges I've got in here are the dogs chasing flies on the side of the polythene and doing a little bit of collateral damage on it, but look, what the heck, I've got plenty of plants, some spares. I'm sure I'm going to be having to give away an awful lot of tomatoes later in the season, but I'm just enjoying and really love looking at these plants and the healthy growth that they're putting on at the moment. So we'll see how we get on. The other thing I bought at the garden centre this morning is some more hanging baskets. Now, I have enjoyed growing these pre-planted strawberry plants in hanging baskets. They've done really well in here, and I have struggled really badly with the strawberries that we've had planted in the Vajiga raised beds. Even with mesh, polythene, they've basically been stolen by something. I don't think it's birds at the moment. I think I may have a rodent issue in there with the strawberries. I haven't, even with the protection I've put in there, managed to pick a single ripe strawberry off my two beds. So again, when the rain finishes, I'm going to try and get some of the better strawberry plants with strawberries on them out of the Vajigas and plant up another 3 hanging baskets. I'm going to just see if that's successful or whether it's just a complete loss at this stage in the season. But we'll get these planted up and see if we can actually increase the amount of strawberries that we're cropping this year.